No
and
pun
now
intended.
I shall return. America must not be saved without me.
Yeah, you'll return anew with
Oh, you both cut off. Did I drop again?
Kogan in 2002.
Kogan,
Oh
okay.
no.
For a second, you guys
Oh,
dropped
no.
again, and I just heard Mike abruptly butt back in with Kogan.
Oh, yeah, it was Hulk Hogan, yeah.
You're almost. It sounded like you're choosing to pronounce it because it just cut off and came back in with Kogan. It sounded like you're choosing to pronounce it the way Warrior does.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. HOKOGAN.
Oh, yeah, K-O, right. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Do you have the strength to take the normals and throw them from the rocket ship?
That sounds about right. The normals. I always like that. The normals.
It's
I mean,
the,
obviously. Go ahead, go ahead.
Hulk Hogan, do you have the strength to kill millions of innocents?
Kind of a weird thing to ask me, brother.
Hulk Hogan, do you have the strength to enslave the masses? Do you have the strength to drop an atomic bomb on Nagasaki? Hulk Hogan, do you have the strength to destroy galaxies? Hulk Hogan, do you have the strength to condemn countless innocents to hell?
This is a baby face.
He's talking about throwing people out of the rocket ship because whatever, they're not wrestlers. Shut
They're
up.
not, yeah, right.
Their
Not only
lives
not
are
wrestlers, they're not believers in him specifically.
Hulk
The
Hogan, you may have your
normie.
Hulkamaniacs, but are you ready to kill them all? In order to beat me, Hulk Hogan, you have to individually murder every single fan you have.
And in response to this, Hogan's next promo is an appeal to his Hulkamaniacs. Are you ready to buy? Are you ready to die for Hulkamania, brother? Are you ready to lay down your lives for me, your savior, brother?
There's brother Hulkamaniacs, little Hulkamaniacs everywhere. This is a great sacrifice to make, but I'm ready for you to make it.
Do the right thing, brother. You'll be dying for the greatest cause in the world, brother. Hulkamania. It's running wild. Are you willing to lie down for Hulkamania?
For the soul of America, I have to win this belt. Wait, I already have this belt. For the soul of America, I have to keep this belt.
That sounds like Hogan without any what would be the word? Without any God, I can't think of the word. Without Warrior putting him up to it, that sounds like a standard Hogan promo as it is.
Yeah.
I need to win this belt, brother. America depends on me winning this belt and keeping it. Yeah, that's just a typical Hogan promo. Yeah, good stuff.
Like he's. Where did Vince come up with any of that shit for Warrior?
I think Warrior just came up with it. Everything I've read is that Warrior was the guy saying shit like that.
I've definitely heard these crazy, but he was. I guess like no one else would have been saying go out there and cut a promo about all the innocent people Hogan's gonna need to kill to beat you.
Oh, you're saying I see. I thought you meant in
the rocket ship promo, yeah.
Oh, that, yeah. Well, I know of the promo, but I don't remember the specifics. Did he in fact say that they'd be like killing people? They'd be throwing people out of the plane or something? What did he say exactly? Like what? Maybe not exactly, but I mean, like, what was
promo? It was something along the lines of the rocket ship is going to start running out of fuel. And when it starts running out of fuel, it's going to start to dip. You're going to need to get weight off the plane. Are you ready to start throwing innocent people off the plane to save your own ass? Something like that.
Wow.
That's as best I could decipher it. Given it's a Warrior promo, it doesn't have to make sense.
That's very true. He used a lot of work. Oh, I found the room, by the way. It's the same room it was in last time.
Weird.
On the big version of the map. That is actually very weird, because it's technically a different map.
Wait, the back corner, right?
Yeah, well, remember the room that you had to go in to put down the book after Alex and I both died?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's in that exact same room. Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, strangely enough. Last I looked, it was 39. Let me check again. 36.
I'm running, brother.
Very, it's probably the fastest we found it in this.
I'm running to kill the innocents, brother. Anything to keep Hulkamania alive, brother.
I know, I was
ready to
thinking that.
sacrifice him to the rocket ship.
as long he'll kill anyone he needs to. He'll throw anyone he wants off that plane if it means that he'll rocket to the championship.
The Hulkster needs to throw these grandmas off the rocket ship, brother.
Grandmas, like, little children stricken with leukemia.
Little children grandmas.
Little children grandmas. The porn sites that I occasionally find myself on through no intentional fault of my own, of course,
They keep popping up there.
They keep just winding up on my browser, and I don't know how they get there. They often have humorous
wow,
names.
That was amazing.
Yeah, actually. Excuse me. They often have humorous names. It almost seems like an algorithm is titling the videos, but I'm sure that's not the case. I think the people posting them do, but they always have these really stupid names like I don't know, like hot innocent babe fucks hard for your pleasure, like stupid shit like that. One of them said something
that
about
sounds like it's written by someone who is not American, who is not an English speaker.
I never thought of that. You're probably right, actually.
That sounds like it has been written by some Russian dude.
I never thought of that. I bring it up because one of the ones I read was you talking about children grandmas or whatever. One of the porno videos I saw was something involving a hot young MILF. What is a young MILF? Isn't that a contradiction of terms?
So I think by some definitions it's like 25, and every time I see that,
I guess it could be.
Every time it's like, well, yes, hypothetically that could fit the exact definition, but to me it's like 40. Right?
Right, yeah, when I think of a, quote, mom I'd love to fuck or, like, whatever, I also think, yeah, like, around maybe, like, 40, because MILF implies, like, tigeress or whatever, like hot tiger,
the term originates with American Pie, right?
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I believe the term originates with American Pie, and the gimmick is that one of the friends in the group is more of a bully and an asshole, and the other friend in the group is kind of a dork and kind of a dweeb and just kind of... The bully friend walks all over the dork friend. And I believe the gimmick is that early on, the bully character... one of the other characters says the bully character's mom is a MILF, and then explains, don't you know what that means? M-I-L-F, mother I'd like to fuck. And that leads to... I believe that leads to the plot line, the famous Stifler's mom. The plot line is that then the dweeby, dorky kid winds up sleeping with the bully's mom, and that's the resolution of that plot line is. Not even as revenge, it's actually, I think it's more or less that she kind of seduces him, but nonetheless, he does get to bring it up to the bully near the end of, like, I slept with your mom, and then suddenly the bully's like, oh, fuck, well, that's it. Time for seppuku.
Did he actually kill himself?
No.
Oh, that'd be
My God, could you imagine could you imagine if he went and busted out a samurai sword for it, though?
Well, yeah, actually, that to me would have been a very funny scene because I actually saw the movie once way back when it first hit video, so it was like 1999 or 2000, and I really didn't care for it at all, so I don't remember anything about it other than, well, I remember two scenes: the fact that he fucks a pie, which haha funny, I guess, and the scene. What's that?
Orbs.
Oh, okay. Then we still have one more thing, right?
We've got writing, we've got Gorbs, and yeah, we're looking for one more evidence type.
Okay, it can be spirit box, it can be dots, it cannot be EMF, it cannot be ultraviolet. So we need temps, dots, or the spirit box.
Well, I did leave a spirit box on the desk if someone wants to start shouting.
I'll head out.
Are you there?
Check temps.
Are you there?
Where are you?
Are you there?
Wait, I'm not near a spirit box. What am I doing?
Are you here?
I thought you were just imitating Pink. Who are you?
Friendly?
Yeah, that's what Pink sounds like. Hi guys, I'm Pink Sparkle Punk.
Well, I thought
very
you were doing
manly, very deep, very growly.
Well, that's not even. That's not manly. That's like some kind of fucking mutant. That's like. There's me here, Pink Sparkle Puff. Do any of you have any eggs I can eat? I consume them whole.
I thought you were doing a bastardization of what he was saying. I thought because he was like, "Are you here?" I thought you were like, "Where are you? Where's Scarecrow?" That kind of thing.
Where's Scarecrow?
That's what I thought he was doing.
Are you here?
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Are you here? For you.
Yeah. And that's actually a proper response.
It is. It is. That's the one time it works.
Are you friendly?
That would also work right before like a neck snapping.
Are you friendly?
Yeah. He disarms him by making him sound like he's
Are
there
you
to have
here?
like a date with them, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, really?" And no, and then he kills him.
Are you a
That would have
ghost?
been a different movie.
I guess it would have been.
Are
Bane uses his
you
wily sexual
in this
charms
room?
to get Littlefinger to think that he's gonna, like I said, go on a date with him.
Go back to Baltimore, you son of a bitch.
I don't think it's gonna be Spirit Box. I've kind of Spirit Box all around this room, not gotten any responses thus far.
And it's been a good minute or so. I just checked temps, and we're still looking at 38.
Yeah, temps
Is
or
it stuck
dots,
in the
which
skull? Yeah.
temps or dots, both of which are ones we have to wait on.
Yeah, sadly.
But you should turn on the lights in there if you are going to be waiting on either, because
Yeah.
neither of those need the dark.
True. Oh, I just got a hiss.
As did I.
Oh, I heard it then. I'm not sure which one of us suffered it.
Oh, dots.
Oh, good. All right.
Oh, all right. Well, I was
Another
going to
fast
bring these
one.
drugs in for Mike, but since he doesn't need them, I'll do them myself.
I think we just blasted the light in there.
It did. I watched the ghost, and then it blew the lights. I like the idea also that, well, if you don't need drugs, I'll do them.
Oh!
Yeah.
Don't even need to, but fuck, someone should. Let's see. I took a picture. Did I get it? No. Damn it. I was a little bit too far away. That's all right. I'm not going to bother going back in for another. Who knows when it'll happen. We can get a
That was another
parabolic, though.
day.
Oh, was it? I didn't even think to check.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that is
okay.
a high hunt threshold ghost, by the way. So if we do want to
Oh.
go back in there for anything, make sure to do some drugs, because if it's
Um,
young, the hunt threshold is 75.
We can do
Ah.
the other, well, I can do them both, the other challenges.
I can run in with the parabolic as well. Double the
Okay.
odds.
I'll
I
take
will, but-
incense. You guys both do drugs before you go in.
I will do that.
Pink, you actually need to do double drugs.
Double doses.
The best kind.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, the rocket fuel.
Throw the normals.
The
Oh, God.
normals. And again, the normals is basically anyone who's not you and me, which is really, I mean, kind of an elitist comment to make.
It really is. If you don't have muscles, Hulk Hogan, then they deserve to die. Kill all the ones who don't have muscles. That's the part that Vince wrote.
Yeah, you know that. My favorite
That's just
Warrior
right,
promo
pal.
is-
Vince at that time would have said it. Nowadays, it's just
That's right, pal.
Don't be worried about your shit look like.
All right, I got sounds on the parabolic. I believe we're good to go.
Yes, we are.
Excellent. I guess I won't bother getting the picture then, because who knows if it's ever going to happen. You got the. I'm assuming by your comments that you got the other challenge, right? The incense.
Oh yeah, we're done.
Okay. All right, then here I am. Did you guys select Faye?
I
Yes,
selected the
indeed.
Fae. By the way, I didn't
You-
mention it last time we got Faye, but you know, ordinarily I assume the Fae to be a chick, probably because Faye sounds a lot like
I always
Faye.
do too. Yeah, maybe.
The last time we got Faye before this one, I saw in dots, it was a very large, obese man.
Well, this time it was a female, so it went back to what it's supposed to be. It fits. Like when I think of demon, I just don't picture a female. When I think of poltergeist, I don't think of a female.
I don't picture a regular human for Demon either. I absolutely expecting us to get run down by fucking Tim Curry from Legend or something.
Oh
right?
God, that'd be a pretty terrifying thing to see suddenly coming around the corner at you.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tim
tall horns.
there's a lot of Tim Curry roles I wouldn't want to see coming at me.
That's true, actually. Frankenfurter from Aki Horror.
Yeah, that's the issue. There's several that'll kill you, but Frankenfurter, you're gonna live.
He was fine. He had no problem with you.
Who was it
He's
that
just,
ate people in that movie? I've never seen it, but I've heard it's got a cannibalism bit.
They
eat meatloaf,
Not that
right?
I remember. No. Meatloaf is. Oh God, he does wind up dead, and I think he's revealed to be like at the table that they're about to eat at. I think Frankenfurter I think he kills him out of revenge. I've seen the movie twice, and I don't remember how that happens.
I could swear I heard that it was a pun they worked in, well, possibly unintentionally.
Because
The
he's
character
Meatloaf?
played by Meatloaf gets eaten, so it's the gag is they're eating Meatloaf.
like I know when he first shows up in the movie, he's I can't remember the reason why, but Frankenfurter doesn't like him. He's an unwelcome presence. He comes in, and I think he scoops up one of Frankenfurter's like female like secondaries, and he's like, yeah, hey, it's me. It's his name in the movie, if I recall correctly, is Eddie. And they're like, oh yeah, it's Eddie. Oh boy, yay, Eddie's here. And I think Frankenfurter's like, oh god, this guy. And I do know he dies, but I can't remember why. And I don't believe they eat him. I think it's just revealed that he's like on the table, like when Frankenfurter lifts like the tablecloth. It's like, oh no, dead Eddie is under the tablecloth, like that kind of thing. I don't think anyone like eats of him.
Maybe it's one of those things where they changed like the stage adaptation, because I could swear I heard there was some setup where the joke basically was that it's a movie where they eat meatloaf, and I thought for certain, I could swear it was like that I heard about that. There was the movie, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, they eat meatloaf.
I'll have to look it up because I don't remember that happening.
And Pink, do you even know who Meatloaf is, or do we sound like we're speaking another language here?
You're
Like,
speaking another language.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Is Meatloaf the band?
He's a chunky singer who did the song "I Would Do Anything for Love." Are you familiar with
I
that?
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he was in this movie and gets killed, and I can remember reading that he gets cannibalized. Mike can't, and I'm swearing they must have done it as a joke.
My memory is that his body's intact, but it's the kind of movie where they could have had like a winking Frankenfurter like chewing on a piece of meat, and it's implied. See, I don't remember. I know the lyrics to "Sweet Transvestite" by heart, but I don't remember whether or not they eat meatloaf. How do you do? I see you've met my faithful handyman. I could go on, but I won't.
I specifically can't remember whether or not they ate a person.
Which is really one of the more noteworthy things in a movie that is otherwise full of noteworthy things.
Yeah. Then again, what was it? Now you got me thinking of like, okay, what are other fictional instances of cannibalism? Well, the word no thought already, but my memory for little things that make no sense. I do remember now that you don't remember in Game of Thrones during the riot in season 2, they eat the priest.
Yeah, I that was news to me. Yeah, like what? You'd think you'd remember cannibalism.
Yeah, it stuck out to me. That's why I was confused. Why you're like, what? And I was like, oh,
I guess in that show there was
like it's one thing already that they're rowdy peasants. It's the fact that they it's established. Okay, they're rowdy because they're going without food. They're starving. Immediately, first person they can grab, nom.
I mean, it does make sense. I mean, if you're really and truly starving and there's no food coming, I guess you'll just eat whatever walks in.
The High Septum, that was his name. It was the High Septum before the Sparrow, and that's how the Sparrow comes to power, is because that there's a spinal cord in the laundry room.
Amazing.
Where's the laundry room? All right, I know where it is.
But the High Septum gets.
Oh, I forgot the camera again.
The High Septum gets eaten during the riots, which is how High Sparrow is able to take his job.
Is that? Oh, I'm thinking of a totally different scene. I think I remember what you're talking about, but either way, I still don't remember the cannibalism. I'd have to see the scene again. I guess maybe just I tend to forget cannibalism. I don't know. I gotta remember, I was like 13 when Jeffrey Dahmer became a thing, like 30 miles away. So cannibalism, it's nothing to me. It's old hat.
See, I was hearing about Jeffrey Dahmer at 13 too, but it was history.
That's so weird. Yeah, for me, it was literally like a live event that was making worldwide news, and it was like, holy shit, that's right by the dinosaur museum I go to.
Yeah,
it's pretty weird where you can tell somebody like, yeah, I go. Well, technically, it's not a dinosaur museum, but it has a famous dinosaur exhibit in it, and it's like, yeah, that's right down the street. For everybody else, it's world history from some foreign place. For me, it's like in the neighborhood.
Not necessarily like in the neighborhood thing, but that's funny how like you can see those historical landmarks, and the longer it goes on for each of us, like all of us were alive definitely and I was definitely the youngest, so I probably wasn't too terribly conscious, but I have some degree of memory of the years after 9/11, right, and how things were back then.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me the other day, it is 2024. In 2 years, it's going to be the 25th anniversary.
Wow.
Which means that which means that after that, there will be 25-year-olds born after 9/11.
That's
Messed
really
up.
kind of, that is actually kind of messed up. It's possibly the basement, by the way, but by all
Yeah,
means,
I
everybody
noticed the
keep
same
looking.
thing. It's high 40s down here.
Yeah, it's close,
The
coldest I've found so
open
far.
hall basement, not any of the basement rooms, by the way, because it gets hotter inside the rooms for some reason.
Hmm.
There's a good chance that is that room then. If the immediate next basement rooms are significantly higher, then it's probably the one you're in. I'm checking upstairs just in case, then I'll head back down there. But yeah, for me, the 9/11 for me was a halfway through my life kind of situation. So it's very kind of unpleasant to me to hear of people being 25 years old, having been born right around that time.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Pink and I are both gonna have an easy one to track. For you, it's 9/11 was the one that happened at that age, and you're 20 years later going, oh. For me and Pink
Right.
both, it's gonna be 20 years from now. We're gonna hear like, there's people born now, 25 years old, who were born after COVID, and me and Pink are both gonna go, oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's a major. 2020 was, I mean, listed by historians as one of the literal worst years in human history. Well, recorded, obviously, human history.
yeah.
And they said, because of the pervasive riots, because of COVID, because
Oh
of
yeah,
political
Gorb's down in the
strife.
basement.
That's
Not
it.
All
to
right, this
disrupt
is the
your
room.
No, it's okay. It's more immediate. I
yeah.
was mostly done with the comment anyway, but yeah, 2020 is going to be a major focal point for you guys. That actually might be.
Historical milestone.
Yes, 9/11 is actually seen as one of the divides between the generations. It's seen just like with me, after my generation was kids who grew up with the internet, like you guys. There's like a
EMF 5.
generational divide there. MF5 and orbs. Do we have anything else? Because we're almost done.
Can't be spirit box, can't be writing, can't
So
be
we still
temps.
need.
So
Oh, it
it's
can't be
UV or
temps.
dots.
Wait, why can it not be temps?
UV.
We have UV.
Yeah.
Oh, we're done regardless.
Yeah.
Goryo it is.
Obake.
Where? Wait, Obake.
EMF,
What did I
EMF
get wrong
5,
here?
EMF 5, orbs, UV.
There I go again. I hit dots instead of orbs.
Okay.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that's why I was asking a second ago. Like, wait a minute, how come whatever is off the table? I clearly got it wrong. All right.
I was like,
well, this was the. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just like, to go with the continuing the generational thing and the major historical events, like, it was just, I was thinking like the other day about like, oh, the generations, the decades change and all that. The 2000s, I'm curious what the 2020s are going to bring, because, the 2000s had like all that, and the 2010s had this and that. 2020s so far just feel like 2010s. That's weird. And I stopped and went, oh, COVID. That's why things feel just like the 2010s. Nobody's been out to go fucking change things.
Nah.
Yeah, for me, it's. Have you guys ever actually seen a phone booth? Like in
Yes.
person, a telephone booth? You have? Wow.
Yeah, in downtown Charleston, South Carolina, they had some old ass phone booths that probably didn't work and were just I guess they're as relics, but I've seen
Probably.
a phone booth. I've taken a picture inside a phone booth. It was fun.
That's amusing to me that what is for me something that used to just be a common thing you'd see. You took a picture in. It was noteworthy
It's
enough for you to take a
historical.
picture in. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, back in the day, you actually would go into a phone booth, close the glass door so you'd have some measure of privacy, and then call someone on a phone that you'd actually pick up off of a receiver and put 50
Yeah,
cents into.
it's crazy. Like, how did
The,
you guys survive?
yeah, honestly, it's weird to me that I lived through whatever you want to say, 20 years of not having the internet, and yet when it came out, it was like a cool novelty, but I never really thought of what life was like before it existed. Like there was like a day, a week, maybe a month where it was like, wow, you can literally just type in anything and find out stuff about it. And then now it's so just
Mundane.
yeah, it has become like just such a part of life that it I don't I, I don't know. Like you'd think that there'd be this strong divide between like how did I live without this and now, but no, it's just like I knew life before it, and then now that I have it, it's like well, I wouldn't want to go back to what life was like before it. But wow, it's like I don't. It's kind of hard to put into words what I'm trying to say. I'm stammering. It's like,
I think Pink and I both were, both of us, our parents made sure that we grew up without internet for quite some time.
oh
Oh
really?
yeah, definitely on my
Yeah,
end.
yeah, I think Pink and
Oh,
I can both kind of sympathize, and they're like, a lot of the kids nowadays are coming up with the internet, and like instead of having
I mean,
toys at 3 or 4
kids
years old,
are
they grow up
growing up with phones nowadays.
right.
iPads and shit,
That's
and
Yeah,
like,
true.
iPhones,
That's
which me,
true.
iPads.
which means that Pink and I are both like, I'm 25, Pink, you're like what, 27?
27, yeah.
So both of us, we're pretty young, and both of us, I won't speak for you here, Pink, but like when I look at the kids with the tablets, I'm just sitting there like, well, how are the kids going to develop creativity if they don't have to make stories with their toys,
That's a good
right?
Yeah.
point. I never thought of that.
And then it'll occur to me afterwards, like, this sounds like kind of an old people thought. It's kind of strange that I'm having it at 25.
I'm trying to think if I've
Whenever
thought
I
of
see
anything as
kids with their stupid iPads and iPhones and other touchscreen devices, I have many old man thoughts, and I don't care. Because I'm an
See,
old man at heart.
I
yeah.
remember as soon
And
as
I
I got
hate the
internet
youth.
as soon as I got internet access at like 10 or whatever, I was immediately using it to look up Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Children of the Corn, Cannibal Holocaust.
You mean to watch? You were super psyched to go watch all those things thanks to the
Oh,
internet? Is that
God,
what you're
no.
saying?
I was way too terrified to do that, but I was reading up as much as I could on each of them.
Oh, okay. That's what got you in the habit of reading about stuff that you'd want to see instead of actually watching it.
No, I would say
You
that
told me about
started that
so
was.
many things that you only read
I
about, and you're like, "Yeah, that sounded really cool," so I read about it.
Well, I definitely do a lot of that, but
You do.
my enjoyment of reading plot summaries and extrapolating, I'd almost probably say would go back to way back when I was a little kid. I'd get loads of GI Joes and Transformers and what have you, and they'd have the character's biography on the back, and I would,
Which are often pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, and I would sit there and read the biography. There was a lot of times as a kid, and they'd still make fun of me for this. Is that I would open up the toy and I'd get just the back and I'd sit and read the back over and over again.
I mean, as long as you still sometimes play with the toys, I think that's perfectly normal. Like, if you bought the toy just to throw it away and just read the back, like that would be kind of crazy.
In hindsight, I can't remember. I would hope that I certainly played with them.
I would assume you would have.
My
I
memory
mean,
of most of them,
otherwise, why would you
honestly,
not?
is that I would leave them splayed about the floor, and then my mom would go in and make a big display out of them.
That's kind of funny, actually.
My
Your
dad
mom
always
got
used.
more enjoyment out of them than you did.
My dad will still argue to this day that I became an excuse for my mom to buy cool action figures.
Oh, your mom sounds super cool. All the stories you tell me about her, she sounds really neat.
I think conversely, I became an excuse for my dad to buy video games early on, so they
Oh,
both are
your dad's
responsible for
cool
my
too.
nerdiness. And I had a cousin that was huge on Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, so there's part of the nerdiness too. That's effectively the three big influences that made me the nerd I am now.
So your whole family was nerdy. That's cool. I love my family, but no one really in my family ever was that into like games or anything like that.
Yeah,
Everyone in my family loves movies, but that's about it as far as my shared interests.
it did not occur to me how unusual that was until one day I was talking with Soon at like 14 or 15 years old, and I said like, yeah, me and my dad were playing this video game together, and Soon went, me and my dad don't play video games together, and I went, what? So,
My
so you,
dad has played for fun. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, real quickly, like, so your dad didn't introduce you to video games? No, I did. To myself. Like, that's just alien to me. What were you going to say?
Oh, actually, I need to piss anyway. I will take this moment to go do that, and then I'll come back and with the story.
Which, Pink, you're actually a similar case to me, right? Didn't you say your dad's a little bit of a nerd?
Yeah. So yeah, he read comic books. I don't think he read them growing up. I think he probably in his teenage years started getting into comic books, which would have been around the time of the '80s boom, if I'm not mistaken. Which I might be,
That would have
but
been the time to get in,
yeah, yeah,
other than maybe the 60s with Marvel.
and that would have been before his time.
Yeah, that would have been. That is. My dad was born in 69, so that would have been before his time as well, and he's not a comic guy.
So yeah, my dad started reading comics probably in his teenage years, and in his adult years, he started collecting them like as comic book collectors would.
Ooh, that's the serious stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, how are you for that? Because I have like, I don't know, a dozen maybe of my favorite stories in the glossy, collected trade back editions, whatever.
Right. I never really got into the collecting comic books as collector's items because
Oh,
I
when they
got
put it in
comic
the little sealed plastic see-through envelope, that's when you know they're serious, you know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know if my dad might have a couple of those. I don't know. If he does, I don't know about them, but I don't think it was that serious where he was getting the graded, sealed in plastic, never to be opened, never to be touched, never to be breathed upon
A
type of
comic
things.
never to be read.
Right, yeah. But he but he did go out of his way to get some of the old classic issues. Like I know he's got Hulk 181, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, my
Oh,
namesake. And
I I've wondered that before, because you remember old X-Man back in the day said he was named Xavier, and if he was gonna be a girl, then he would have been named Phoenix. And I remember going like, oh, your parents were nerds.
Those are
As
both good
nerdy,
names, though.
though they are good names, and Logan is also a good name, but
Oh yeah. When he
I
first told me that, I was like, dude, you got the best name ever. Handsome and a great name. What the fuck, man? Fuck you.
Good combo.
Yeah.
The winning combination.
Oh, I found the fuse box, by the way. It is
Oh,
now
good. I'll let
on.
you turn that on, and then I'll run inside.
Yeah, it's on now. Oh, I didn't know you were outside this whole time.
I went
I
back to change out my equipment because I had
Ah,
forgotten the headgear. Oh,
nice.
I went back to get the headgear, and I still forgot the headgear.
I stayed outside because I got distracted talking about bullshit.
Oh, I'm the first one in. I thought you guys were already in here all over the place, somewhere else on the in the spread apart on the prison.
Nope, I'm just now coming in. I'm gonna go to the west cell block.
Okay, well, so far nothing's going on upstairs, so you can probably all keep it downstairs. I've pretty much covered the whole upper floor.
I'm gonna turn
All
on the
right.
main hallway lights. Now that I know how to turn those on, it feels so good.
Yeah,
Very
that
nice,
really
very
was a
nice.
game changer. Yeah.
I'm walking around with an EMF reader. Only if I get anything on it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've covered the entire upstairs. At least I believe I have, so I'll help you guys downstairs now.
All right.
What I was going to say earlier, nothing major. I just think it's interesting you talking soon about parents and video games. My dad only ever played video games with me, 2 video games ever for like intentional fun, as opposed to, let's say, maybe when I was 5 and he just played it with me as like a way to, I don't know, show me how to play. I don't know. The only game he ever played with me was for a little bit the game Joust. Do you guys know what game that is?
Ooh, no, I don't.
I don't.
That's well, I think I've seen the cover. It's Atari, right?
Yes, it is. It was eventually ported over to the Nintendo and a few other consoles as well. It was basically a game, single screen at a time game where you control a little ostrich guy, like a little. The game is about little knights that ride on little flying ostriches, basically.
Nah,
And yeah, it's the
because they couldn't
gameplay.
figure out a horse on the Atari. It is the West Showers, 28 degrees.
Excellent. I'm
I'm
heading there
coming
now.
your way.
Be
Oh
careful
wait,
not to
that's
throw a
right.
crucifix in there.
That's Mike. Hang on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be to our left, I
Are you
believe.
here? Go
Somewhere
ahead and
over in
keep
that
talking, Mike.
direction.
I'll respond, and maybe the spirit box will hear what I say, and maybe not.
Oh, okay. Actually, well, first I'm trying to figure out what. I know you're over here somewhere. The room was over here somewhere. That's not it.
I've thrown down
Uh,
one crucifix on one side of the showers, but the showers are so big that we're gonna need two.
I'm having trouble finding out what room it was. I know it was somewhere down about where I'm thinking. No, not there.
This is the main
West would be.
hallway.
Here we go. Come towards me. There you go.
Okay, that was. I guess I should have come in that one direction before turning back around.
Yeah.
Aha.
Yeah, way at the far end. Okay. Yeah, with Joust, it was a single screen game in which you and these other ostrich flying creatures would. The goal was you would try to fly above one of the one of the opponents, and like you kind of bop their head like Mario, except you're floating flying creatures. And when you bopped them, they would drop an egg. They would when you bop one of the opponent's ostrich guys, they would disappear, and then an egg would fall out from where you bopped them. And if you didn't hurry up and go collect the egg, which would also give you points, the egg would eventually hatch into a new ostrich rider guy, and you'd have another enemy to have to bop.
That's
Kind
always
of hard to.
funny.
Yeah,
The
go on.
primitive era of graphics where they had to make stuff really kind of odd and abstract to justify it. You know?
Yeah, I was thinking that very thing. Yeah, when you asked about how they couldn't have a horse on the Atari, which, funnily enough, one of my favorite games on the Atari was Stampede, a game in which we rode a horse and roped sheep or whatever, which doesn't sound like it'd be fun, but it was.
I know. I've played a few Atari games in my time, and like the most fun ones are the ones that were less ambitious and were just like, you just do this.
Yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, they couldn't really be complicated on the Atari, so the simpler ones were usually they had to rely on gameplay, and often it was really fun. The only other game my dad played with me was well, he didn't really play it with me. We competed. Was Tetris on the Game Boy.
Oh,
Yeah, true to their marketing, Tetris appealed to people of all ages, and my dad saw it and he was like, "Well, that's kind of cool." And like we'd kind of one of us would play on the Game Boy and get a high score, and then we'd say, "Here, beat this," and we'd give it to the other person to try and beat their high score.
oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Freezing temps, by the way.
Oh, I got 19 degrees like forever ago. Did I say that? Or did
I remember you saying that you got temps in there, but I didn't remember for sure if they were freezing.
Yeah, I thought when you said temps, you just found the ghost room, not the actual evidence type.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
saying
50-50
freezing
on that
temps
myself.
now, and hoping the spirit box picks it up. You better, you
Wait
son
a
of a
minute,
bitch.
I didn't leave freezing temps.
Oh, yes, you did, motherfucker. Don't you lie to me, Ghost. You're leaving these freezing temps all over this shit. So far, nothing.
Let's see, we have a microphone and an EMF challenge, so I'm gonna bring well, I'll bring the microphone because somebody else already has one of the EMFs.
Yeah, I put an EMF in there already. I'm coming out to the van to get more stiff.
All right. Yeah, the first time I have documented proof of me playing a video game in either 1982 or 83. I can't quite tell from the picture which one it is. So I've been gaming for at least 40 years, but I'm not exactly sure if it's 40 or 41.
I would have been like 2 or 3 years old. Well, no, pretty fucking young, watching my dad play other games and shouting at him which direction to go, naturally, because I was a kid.
You learned early to be one of those kind of gamers.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know where
there
I
might
got
be a
the bad habit.
there might be a through line there, but the first game I can't tell you what game was the first one I ever actually played hands on, but the first game I ever beat by myself, no aid from anyone else, no one else taking the controls, was the original Bully. Well, I said the original as if there's been any others, but no, that was. And I must have beaten that.
Port, I guess. But oh wait, sorry. Look what happened to this book I just tried to put down in the sink.
I can't see it.
Really? Well, look down. Look under the sink.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I tried to put it on the sink, and that's the result.
Incredible.
You are the ghost. You're magic.
Yeah, I probably couldn't do that again if I tried. But go on. Yeah, Bully. That was a 2004 was its initial release.
That would line up, and I beat it before I was 10, definitely.
Okay. I still have yet to beat it.
And that's a funny one to beat as a kid, especially because
Nice.
Ghostwriting. Hey y'all, anyone bring salt?
No, I didn't have enough space for the salt and the UV.
Yes, sure. I brought 2 UVs.
Oh, that's
I don't
funny.
know how I messed that up.
2 UVs, but no salt. Usually
You're
it's one or
dual
the other.
wielding.
It's like I had the UV light turned on, and I was looking at the ground. I was like, okay, I'm not seeing anything, and I wouldn't see anything because there's no salt. Let me swap my items. Then I click the swap button, and it just turns the UV stick off. I'm like, well, that's weird. That's not how that works. Then I realized I'm not turning it off. I'm just swapping to the UV stick that is turned off.
That's happened to me before with stuff like the camera. I think I've only got the one, and then I realized when I press the button to switch to an item, it just remains the same item. but that's
Yeah.
because I have 2 of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking in a ludicrous quantity of salt.
Well, as long as you got room for it, that's at least a photo per salt.
Yep, I'm holding one
Yeah.
in either hand and another between my ass cheeks.
Oh God.
I have very firm glutes.
Apparently, your character doesn't look like she works out that hard.
Well, given by her cardio, it seems not.
That's true.
Oh, I never brought the video camera there. I'm an idiot. I thought I did.
I don't see one. I see a
I've got
thermometer.
it in my hands right now.
Ah, okay.
So I super did not.
Did you leave the UV light in the shower?
They're
Yes,
both here.
they're both on the floor.
Okay, I am salting this room up. Boom. Boom. Oh.
Oh, alrighty. 2 of them.
Uh.
Wait, did it get 2 of them? No.
Okay, I was about to be very concerned. If we see UV, Mike, we need to get out of here.
Oh, that's a demon then, huh?
Uh-huh. Whoops. That's not how you use salt. You don't just throw the jar on the floor like a maniac.
Were you raised in a barn?
Nobody's stopping you.
Nobody's stopping me, but nobody's telling me to either. And if nobody's telling me to, I ain't got any reason to.
I could tell you to.
Will you?
Don't stop me now.
Maybe.
Well, that's
'Cause
good
I'm
enough
having
reason.
such
Hui!
a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now.
That's my favorite Queen song.
It's really good.
Under pressure.
That
Good.
one's also
That's
a
a tough one.
winner.
I kind of fluctuate. I think Under Pressure might be the greatest, but I really love Radio Gaga.
3 salts, no UV. I'm willing to bet not demon then.
Good.
We also haven't been hunted yet, so yeah.
Yeah.
More salt.
Oh, more salt. Yeah.
So
4
no
salts
UV.
now. No UV. Writing in another book.
The sideways one?
Someone EMF it. Oh, no, okay,
Wait,
I was mishearing.
no.
Okay, I didn't. I thought I heard it right. I thought I heard the sound of a pen hitting paper, but I didn't.
Oh, I'm waiting for it to write in that sideways one.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
happen.
really want to see what happens if it does that.
I think we're all waiting on that one, brother. Someone does have EMF, right?
I do not.
There's definitely an EMF reader in the sink over here, I want to say.
Well, those are both.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
I got it in my hand now, but it wasn't.
I put the thermostats in the sink because it's irrelevant, but the EMF we should probably put on the floor so everybody knows where
Yeah.
it is.
I put it on the floor next to the journal being highlighted by these UV lights here.
So yeah, we got dots, we got spirit box. I tested the spirit box for a little bit and didn't get anything though. We
Do
got.
we only have the 1 dots? Oh no, there's this. I see the second one.
Yeah.
Has
Oh,
anyone
it can't
checked
be.
for orbs?
It can't be dots anyways. It can't be dots.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Oh, there's the other book getting written in. And it stayed up there the whole
Incredible.
time. That's cool.
That is truly a
Actually-
Satan book.
Yeah, that one I'd be a little bit scared.
Only an EMF 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Has anyone checked for orbs, or can we have orbs?
I was checking earlier. Since dots can't be it, let's go ahead and take the dots down and
You son of a bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah, it can be orbs. It can be the spirit box. It can be ultraviolet. It can be everything we still got other than dots.
Answer me.
I think I think I got something on the parabolic, but it almost sounded like it was my own voice whispering back at me. That was kind of creepy.
Where are you? Where are
Me.
you?
I believe. There you go.
Where's
I'm
the
not
trigger?
seeing any gorbs.
I'm sorry. The trigger part is my favorite because I love what he says next. You wouldn't give it to an ordinary citizen.
You wouldn't give it to another thing.
Like that's such a weird sounding line to like growl. Like as opposed to like you wouldn't give it to regular. It sounds like such a formal thing to say. You wouldn't give it to an ordinary citizen. To
Yeah.
growl that term is just.
It
I don't know,
feels
it's just
like
so
an
weird to me.
It feels like an Adam West line that somehow snuck in.
It kind of does. Yeah, it really does.
Well, you wouldn't give it to an ordinary citizen. Yeah.
Right. I think citizen is the key. Who uses that word? Like person,
Adam
sure. You wouldn't
West.
give it to an ordinary. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I'm checking for. Well, I will be momentarily here checking for orbs, and I did get the parabolic. Okay,
Oh, it wrote 666 in the book.
it did. The one on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emperor Nero's back, baby. It's not good for him. He was an ugly fucker if you've ever seen the sculpture of him.
Nero.
He was not a good looking emperor.
I'll have to look. I learned of Caligula through watching the movie. Are you guys familiar with Caligula the movie?
I'm familiar with Caligula the movie. Yes,
Okay.
that is quite the story.
Yeah, it is. It would be actually very well. It wouldn't be too hard to summarize. Basically, it's the movie that was intended to be an epic about the Roman emperor and
It was
an
produced
investor.
by.
Yes, by Bob Guccione of Penthouse magazine.
Now, Pink is a good
And
Christian boy, so he's gonna need you to tell him what Penthouse is.
Penthouse is the dirtier alternative to Playboy.
It gets dirtier than Playboy?
Yeah, I don't know what modern Playboy is like, but Penthouse is like, here's everything naked except like really close up and in some cases spread wide open.
Oh.
Yeah, back in the 70s when that wasn't a very common thing, especially in Playboy. And yeah, as a result, Caligula was recut several times, often
Without the
without the
directors
permission of
knowing.
without the directors knowing. And one of the final versions of the film, in fact, the first like I think theatrical cut was filled with like literally like an extra 45 minutes of hardcore sex. And I actually that's literally the first
Unsimulated.
time actual graphic, straight on sex. And that was the first time I ever saw a full-on uncut lesbian sex scene. So for me, it was like, oh, I like this movie. But funnily enough, as I've grown older, I would actually really want to see the regular version that doesn't have all that shit thrown in because it had some weird fucking shit thrown in. I mean, it had like there's for example Caligula and the other I can't remember whatever Caligula and one of his other associates, political associates, whatever, are like walking through a temple of some kind. They're like, yeah, okay, and over here there's this, and over here there's this, and someday you'll be emperor, blah blah blah. Just like randomly cut to just like some guy like playing with a dildo on a swing. You know, just like what the fuck, and then cut back to Malcolm McDowell. Oh, that's interesting, sir. Tell me more. Just weird fucking shit like that.
I've
Just
wondered
thrown
before
in.
about it. I've never seen the movie, but I've wondered
It's
before because there's
creepy.
no way they didn't get Malcolm McDowell or any of the actors from
No.
the actual movie in it. So it honestly just cuts between normal movie, actual hardcore intense porn.
Yes. Yeah, in some scenes it feels more sensible. Like for example, there's like a Roman orgy scene, and if you cut out the sex, it's clear that you can tell what's supposed to be going on. But to make sure you know, there's also intercuts of just hardcore graphic blowjobs and shit. Just
Yeah.
absolutely don't need to be there. It's one of I think only 3 movies Roger Ebert ever walked out on.
Oh boy, what were the other two?
I just read what they were. One of them, no one would ever know. It's like a somewhat indie gay themed movie. And he said it wasn't. He said it's like it had a good intention and everything, but it was just so like fucking boring and on the nose and like preachy. He was like, "This is I couldn't take it anymore. I left."
Was it made by Gus Van Sant?
Oh God! Thank you for having the same opinion of that guy as I do. No,
I was fine with Gus Van Sant when I first had seen Good Will Hunting. I was like, hey, this is great.
yeah,
This
everyone
guy's onto
was.
And
Yeah.
then I saw one of the first movies he made, which was a black and white movie about a gay dude banging a whole lot of illegal Mexican immigrants and going, man,
Okay.
it sucks that they can't come over legally. Anyways, I'm going to keep fucking them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing you do. He did like an artsy fartsy ass movie about sort
He
of
doesn't even do
Columbine.
anything about it, I should add. Like, you think the point of it is, like,
Yeah.
so
Except,
he's
well, he's doing
inspired-
plenty about it, just
he's
not in a way that helps them.
Well, yeah, it's like you'd think the motive of the movie is like, so help them to legally cross the border, help them to, with all this, that, and another. No, it's like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm not gonna help them, but I'm gonna feel bad when I'm fucking up the ass.
Yeah, it's that kind of fucking smell your own farts kind of movies.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna say he did a movie that was kind of sort of like inspired by Columbine, and everyone was like, "Oh wow, it's too early to make a movie about Columbine," and it turns out it wasn't. It was like this fucking sort of like dreamy. It was a movie that had a school shooting in it, and other than that, though, it was like all about just like the lives of the students and I don't remember even what the fuck the purpose was. It was like it was the kind of movie where, and this actually happened. There was like one long shot of two students just walking down a hallway, and it's an uninterrupted shot that goes for like a minute straight. Just
Oh.
students walking down a hallway,
See,
because I'm
that's
Mr. Artistic.
yeah. So what you're describing now is like the major issue with the Dune movie, which is otherwise really fucking great.
The new Dune movie, yeah, I didn't have a single problem with it. What? Yeah, go on.
Well, here's a shot of waves washing up on a beach for about fucking 15 uninterrupted seconds. Hope you like this, asshole. There's nothing going on. It's just a still shot of waves washing up on a beach. There you go. Dune.
I'd have to see it again because I only saw it once, and although I liked it, I mean, I wouldn't say that it was perfect. I guess there was some stuff I didn't like about it, but I definitely don't. I obviously I saw that scene. I had to because I watched the movie, but I don't remember it enough to have thought it stuck out. I guess
Mike,
it
I
must have been a
guess you
long
better
scene
do
though, or a long
drugs, but
shot.
this investigation has slowed down massively.
It's kind of came
Yeah,
to a
it's
screeching
like
halt.
I'm just gonna take in 2 lamps and a lighter to force an EMF reaction.
not a bad
Yeah, that's not a
idea.
bad idea. Could it be Shade again? Let me look. Have we eliminated Shade? Shade's still on the
Well,
table.
the best way to determine shade is using the activity chart, which is exploded.
That's the one time you said that might happen. This might be the
Yeah,
example.
yeah. I think when the activity chart, the 2 things I said was like, well, the 3 things I said was like, EMF 5, it's nice for hunting, it's nice for shade, it's nice for.
The few examples that it could be, we could be living one of them right now.
Yeah.
It's clearly not demon. We can absolutely 100% eliminate demon. Which
None of the
leaves
crucifixes have burned.
no.
Nobody's died. It's not demon.
Yeah, we've been in there for like 15 minutes. Nothing's happened. So it's either Shade Revenant or Moroi. And can we do Behavior Master, Alex? What are Moroi and Revenant known for?
I'm gonna be honest, in all that conversation,
Moroi
never.
curses you with the parabolic, and your sanity is sitting high.
Also,
you did take drugs.
I did just take drugs, but I did not notice my sanity when I took drugs.
It
a minute
wasn't
ago,
spectacularly low.
Yeah, I didn't feel like, oh man, how did that happen? Nothing like that.
Also, no one spirit boxed it, and excuse me, no one's got a spirit box answer, and the Moroi spirit box. EMF 5, we're done.
True.
It's Shade.
EMF 5. I knew it was fucking Shade.
The funny thing is, I took in those lanterns to check if it blew up the lanterns, and it would give an EMF 5. No, neither of the lanterns got blew out. I got EMF 5 from it turning on a shower hat.
Oh, it's lucky that it just happened to choose to do that.
Like, it could have chosen to turn on that shower and said EMF 5 the entire time we were in there.
I know, that's what I was just going to say.
But it's Shade, so it won't.
Right. Yeah, lucky timing on that, actually. That could have been another 5-10 minutes before something happened.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Shade has officially become my least favorite ghost.
I'm trying to remember, because I know the movies that Ebert, at the very least, gave a really disgusted review for. Because, like, he didn't like the first of the, he didn't like, what's it? House of a Thousand Corpses. He didn't like he hated House of a Thousand Corpses.
Funnily enough, he and Roper gave 2 thumbs up to Devil's Rejects, and in my opinion, it is the superior film. It's Zombie's best film, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I was bringing it up, because it's like, because that's remarkable that he went from hating House of a Thousand Corpses to really quite liking Devil's Rejects. And I remember you'd mentioned that a couple times every time that movie's come up, as I know you're quite fond of that movie.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
And what else?
I think the other one was mildly popular, if I recall correctly. It was either 3 movies or 5 movies. I want to say it was 3. I know for a fact Caligula was one. He walked out like I think like halfway through, and he said something like, "There's like so much just random sex in this movie," and he said it's like it's joyless, it's perfunctory, it's uncomfortable to watch, and he's really kind of right. It's just like here's random fucking,
Yeah.
just like yeah. I mean that's okay. I mean I'll watch that when I want to watch that, but not when I watch a movie.
I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of
that's
the movies
bugging me. I want to think of.
he
I
was
know, right? Yeah, I'm.
he was really sour on that Robin Williams movie where like heaven is a painting or whatever.
He was. Actually, he didn't hate that one as much. That was What Dreams May Come. He and everyone else really hated Patch Adams.
Yeah, Patch Adams. What was that movie Tim Burton did in the 90s about like a kid leaves home or whatever?
It wasn't Tim Burton, but you're probably thinking of North.
North. Yes.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
he's like a
No, it wasn't
12-year-old
Tim
kid that
Burton.
gets
It was.
no.
It was.
Oh, it
Shit.
was fucking Rob Reiner. Now
Rob
that I mention
Reiner.
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
Rob Reiner. There we go.
who's done like a million good movies. Yeah, Ebert hated that movie so bad that he actually his book I hated this movie is that title is taken from his review of North.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I've never even heard why he hated it, but for him to passionately hate that, I've always wondered.
I know that one thing he couldn't stand was
Hank,
the
to
general
put this in
premise, which
perspective,
is
I know you're not a film buff, so you don't know or care who Roger Ebert is. Roger Ebert
oh,
is
you don't?
Roger Ebert is like the most well-loved film critic, not respected as in like the Oscars or whatever. Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel back in the day would have a TV show where they reviewed movies, and they were very well loved because of the fact that while they may be critics, they were never snooty, and they would give a glowing review to Good Will Hunting, but the next week they would also say, "We saw Terminator 2, it was fucking awesome, go watch it."
Right. They also famously argued and were very passionate about their views of movies. They were like
Yes.
constantly bickering. Yeah, like, oh, I love this movie. What movie did you see? I hated it. Like that kind of.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but they were like grown adults who both had respected jobs as actual like film journalists. Like Ebert like won a Pulitzer Prize for journalism.
Ebert dated
So
Oprah for a little bit.
did he? I thought that he personally selected Roper.
Not Roper, Oprah.
Oh, Oprah. Oh, he dated Oprah.
I could swear Roger Ebert dated Oprah for a little bit.
Oh, I thought you said hated. I was correcting you to confirm that yes, he dated her. I thought you said he hated her. I'm like, no, he
Oh,
dated
good
her.
lord, I said that twice and you misheard me
I
both
see.
times.
No, I thought you said that he hated her. I tried to correct you by saying he dated her. How could he have hated her? I didn't realize that. Yeah,
That could
didn't
lead to
even think-
hating.
It often does.
I will.
If they got married, he really would have hated her.
Well, the question is, how would it could be lead from the reverse? How do you go from hating to dating? Like, actually, you're not so bad. Want to go get a fucking burger?
Gosh darn it, Grafton.
Yeah,
We
the
chose
name
random
really-
once.
I really should just start picking the stages manually every time. I mean, we got prison twice because I chose it twice as a break of the repetition, and now it's back to that.
Like, hey, you haven't been to Grafton in a while. I saw you went to prison earlier. How would you like to do a farmhouse? Nice, cool farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere.
And this is my favorite farmhouse, but if they keep on sticking me with it, I don't know.
They're trying to give us one last
Jerks.
run with it before it gets turned into the new one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Which they did show
Dead by
more
Daylight,
concept art of the new one in that most recent dev update. They said.
Oh, how's it look?
They showed what the
Dilapidated.
They showed the externals of it. It's going to be painted white instead of just being plain unpainted logs.
Cool.
And there's going to be like more rain damage and shit running down the sides.
Nice.
So yeah, it looked quite nice. I liked it.
That does sound cool. But yeah, Ebert, he had a thing for the black ladies, which is fine. It's just unusual.
Specifically,
for
not just for the black ladies. If memory serves, it was
kind of
specifically
heavier
for,
black ladies.
Yeah, for the bigger black ladies. Once
Yeah,
Oprah
yeah, his
started to
wife,
get skinny, that he was out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I
I'm here. Later, honey.
No, well, not that Ebert himself was particularly skinny.
No, my God, I would hate to. Oh God, now that's a mental image. I don't know why has come in.
What's that? What specifically?
I'm not gonna
skinny?
say it. I'm just gonna move on. All right.
Okay. uh,
Cold breath up on the stairway, but I'm not committed.
hard to say. Did anyone look and see where the fuse box is? I did not.
I
I did
didn't.
not.
I'll go
It's not
back. I
underneath
didn't
the
grab my
stairs,
goggles either, so I'll go back.
Well, it's not in the back room adjoined to the master bed.
All right. I
Stupid
will
low temperatures
see.
all over the place, so we really need the fuse box turned on because this place is just frozen.
It is in the upstairs storage room where it often is.
Ah, piss. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we need to get this fuse box turned on right
I'm
now
on my
because the snow
way.
outside is making this place damn frozen.
Oh, I didn't even think
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
it's snowing.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck with us. That's true.
Once we get the furnace turned on, it'll be fine, but we need to get the furnace turned on.
Yeah. Are you heading there now? Otherwise, I will.
I've got
Pink's
it, I
actually
got
beat
it.
me to it. This is one of the few maps that Pink evidently knows his way around. Largely through repetition.
I've been here 50
Yeah.
times tonight. I should hope I know my way by now.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'll check the rest of the upstairs here.
I'm checking the downstairs while everyone's at it. It's bothering me that I cannot remember what the other, at least one of, I think it was 3 movies that Ebert hated, and I just read about which ones they were, like, literally last week.
I'm trying to think, like, they're all 80s or 90s stuff, right? Because 2000s, like, you get into some crap, like, what was that damn movie with Salma Hayek that was supposed to be so fucking awful?
Oh, awful. Lots of them, I think? I don't know,
but there
she's
was
not a
one
very
in
good actress.
particular
Yeah,
that
but
was...
she was always great.
Well, what?
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, but she was always great.
Well, that... Look, if it was a competition of ones to look at... Well,
She's
what-
lucky she's got a pretty face, because she's got fake tits, and I don't really go for that.
I do. In my book.
More for me! Oh.
I like the honesty. Well, I do. The room is just off of the dining room, I believe, by the way, downstairs. Or the kitchen, rather. It's in a little side room next to the kitchen. Yeah, 37 degrees off in this little area here.
I see.
Supposed to be one
Yep,
of the...
I see my breath as well.
Son of a bitch, I'm pulling
What's
it
that,
up.
Alex?
I'm looking it up, damn it.
What, the Selma Hayek movie or the Ebert hated movie?
Are you here?
Simultaneously. Both.
Oh, Spirit Box already.
Yes, indeed.
It would be fun if they were both.
Hang on. There was some movie she did that was just awful.
I don't remember any particular... Like, was it an Adam Sandler movie? Because those are always awful. He did, like, 3 or 4 really funny movies, and then he just decided that everything afterwards has to be shit.
That's quite accurate.
Yeah, I can't remember the last good movie that he was in. I guess he was good in Hidden Gems, but I never saw it.
Am I...
That's
to be
what
fair,
people say. I've never seen it.
Yeah. And it wasn't a comedy either, so I think he's just bad at comedy now.
Oh, I guess Salma Hayek wasn't in that movie. Okay, who was in that movie?
Which one were you thinking?
No, hang on, I still haven't found the name.
Oh. Well, how do you know she wasn't in it if you don't know the name?
Because I recognized the name off her filmography. I looked over for filmography and I didn't see it.
Oh, I see.
Hang on, maybe this guy was in it? Hang on.
I would ask you to describe
Okay.
the movie, but I've only seen, like, one of her movies.
Okay, I'm now wondering if I got it mixed up with Antonio Banderas because both of them were in Desperado together.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
So is it a movie that Antonio Banderas... Yes, there we go. This movie was supposed to be fucking awful. Ballistic X versus Sever.
That's, yeah, I remember that being awful. I mean, rather reading that it was awful. I never saw it. It's supposed to be one of the lowest reviewed movies ever made.
0% approval rating, the worst reviewed film in the history of Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, that'll do it.
That's impressive.
And ironically, there was a Game Boy.
Roger Ebert did give it a
Color.
half a star, and then later listed it as one of his most hated movies.
Yeah. I mean, half a star means that he at least saw some value, but otherwise it was an awful movie regardless.
All the value is in Salma Hayek, who was apparently not in the film.
Not in the movie!
No, it was like Lucy Liu or something.
It was Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu, which Antonio Banderas
Wow.
can work in a pinch, I guess.
Oh,
You know, I have no problem with him. Yeah, fuse box blown.
Yeah.
Are you anywhere near it, Alex? I'll get it otherwise.
I've been sitting in place upstairs trying to look up movie trivia now because you've started this.
I love movie trivia.
Well, now I feel obligated to look up like Roger Ebert's most hated movies too. Fusebox on.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, he wrote like 2 books about it.
Yeah, naturally. Well, there's been a lot of shit movies over the course of 20 years. That gives people quite some
there
time to make some bad movies.
20. Oh my God, he reviewed movies since like the 70s.
Sure, but like the eras where people really think of Ebert were the 90s and the 2000s.
Oh, you're saying what are the?
Yeah,
You're
the
saying
show
that
was in
he
the
would've-
90s, wasn't it?
No, the show goes all the way back to at least the 80s,
Really? Okay, I
mid
thought
80s, I think.
because Siskel. When did Siskel pass?
Siskel died in like 98, I think.
Same year I was born. Weird.
Oh,
Maybe
you'll
I'm
have
his
to look something up to
reincarnation.
correct me. I could be wrong. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I think Siskel died in 98. Ebert died in 2011, maybe?
That sounds right. Hang on, I'm on Roger Ebert's Wikipedia page. April 4th, 2013.
Okay.
70 years old. Throat cancer, right?
Yeah, they did a documentary about him where he was just straight up missing his jaw.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He had a one of the other reasons why people liked him is that he was very intellectual. He was asked about if he was afraid of dying, and his response was really cool. It was essentially, in summary, no, I'm not, because I was perfectly content before I was born, so I think I'll be perfectly content when I'm dead.
Yeah, I always think of it as the big sleep, personally.
That's kind of how he summarized it. Yeah.
To steal the line from one of the few lines I know from the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, there is no possible way of knowing which way we are going.
Yeah. There's no way we know where we are going. Something like that.
I
On
thought
the
it was
boat,
there is
right?
no possible way of knowing which way we are going.
There's no possible way of knowing where it is. I'm trying to think of how. Oh,
Ghost
writing.
I thought I heard
Annie
that.
MF5.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, the ghost casually gave us all the evidence in one fell swoop. I like it.
Is that everything, or do we?
Yeah,
have
we
nothing
got
left?
Spirit Box, Ghost Writing, and
Spirit
EMF5.
Box. That's right. Well, they're kind of fast. Everyone that's not a shade has been going fast. Actually,
Well, I
Rafe
thought it
gave
was
us
a
some
spirit.
trouble.
You
Spirit.
said you thought it
It's
was
been
the
a while.
spirit? Oh no, you said,
No,
my
I said,
God, it's the
my
spirit.
God, it's the spirit. We never get the spirit.
Not
Wow.
anymore. We don't.
We
No,
could
it's been
have
a while.
just opened up the truck, then closed the truck and left it, and we would have been right.
What a waste of time this has been.
Honestly, yeah. We should have
What I
known
like is
better.
that Alex didn't have to do anything. He's hit the light switch. That was his contribution.
I hit it twice.
Twice, no less. I think it actually might, if I remember right, it says what movies Ebert hated on his Wikipedia page, the 3 that he walked out on. I think it's near the bottom, because I think that's where I learned it.
I'll look up Roger Ebert movies he walked out of, because looking up most hated
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, just type that. It'll be faster. You can Google anything these days. That didn't used to be a thing. Even when the internet was new, we had, like, slow-loading, like, angel fire pages, I think is what they were called. And you had to look up very specific things. You couldn't just type up terms and get a result.
Okay, well, this is Screen Rant's list. I'm going to assume Screen Rant's honest.
As long as it gets Caligula and that other the gay movie, then I'm sure they're right.
Oh yeah,
Because I know those two.
Caligula's the very first one.
Yeah.
The Statue, 1971.
Yeah, I just looked into that. That's right. That's so obscure. It's about it's a woman who makes a statue with a guy that's got a long dong, and her husband sees that and assumes, well, I don't have a long dong. She must be having an affair.
What?
Yeah.
Roger Ebert particularly cited the excruciating performance of David Niven as a reason why he left the screening, and said Niven would be better off unemployed than acting in The Statue.
That's pretty mean. He'd be better off just not even working. Does it list any others other than the 2 plus the one I can't remember the name of?
Yeah, hang on. Okay. Jonathan Livingston Seagull,
Oh,
1973.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, he's mad because they like abuse a seagull in that movie, which I agree with him.
Yeah, it's a movie following just a seagull that they try to force through a character arc of learning how to fly in unique ways.
Yeah, well, it's based on a book, so it's the kind of thing that would have been a lot better just as a book.
Yeah, like the website, the Screen Rant is describing it as basically being like Happy Feet, but they tried to make it a live action movie with a real seagull.
Yeah, and
And
there's
the
a scene where the
process,
seagull gets
and
like attacked by other birds or something. It gets all bloody and beaten up.
oh, I know this. I know why this one is, and it also ruined this woman's career. Brown Bunny, 2003.
Yeah, Chloe
Speaking of
Sevigny.
Caligula,
Yeah, she straight up filmed blowing another guy.
yep.
Not another guy, because she's not a guy. But to be fair, she says two things about that. She says it was like a dumb thing she should never have done. She's embarrassed about it, but also that she felt okay doing it because she used to date that guy. So at least it wasn't just like randomly, okay, well, director, sure, I'll blow you, I guess.
Yeah, that.
Well, he didn't walk out on it though. These are just his hated movies though, not all ones that he walked out on. Because I don't believe he walked out on Brown Bunny. He just didn't like it.
Yeah. This is walked out of the press screening.
Oh, okay, then I'm wrong. I do know that it gave him one of his best quotes ever. He after he attacked the movie, the director Vincent Gallo said, a bunch of shit about him, like Ebert's an asshole, whatever, and he's also fat. And to which, yeah, well, I think it was not like quite that way. It was like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a big fat fuck, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To which Ebert said, this is such a classic reply. He said, "I may be fat, but one day I'll be thin. You, however, will always be the guy who made the Brown Bunny."
Ah,
He was a sharp guy. I liked him.
I thought didn't Churchill have that line though back in the day?
Oh, he might have. He might have. In that case, then Churchill was the originator.
I thought Churchill famously there was some instance he was in an argument with some woman, and the woman said, "You're an old fat drunk," and Churchill replied, "Well, madam, tomorrow I'll be sober and you will still be ugly."
Oh, okay. It might have been a crib. I'm not sure. He might have gotten it from him.
And yes, he walked out of True Love 2008.
True Loved? Is that what the title was?
And yeah, it's looks the description is it's full of stereotypes.
Yeah, I think that's one about the gay. I think everyone in the movie is supposed to be a gay character, something like that. He later reviewed it, and he did say that he vowed that he would never walk out on a movie again before it was finished.
Yeah.
I mean, to his credit. Oh yeah, he said that he was watching it on DVD, and he said
He only watched 8 minutes.
Yeah, he said after watching it for that short of a length, he said that he looked over his notes and he said, "I realized that that's my review. I don't need to even write anymore. Like everything I've summarizes the whole movie to this point. So what the fuck?" And so he quit. He was like, "Well, then there's my review. Shit." But then yeah, he apologized and said that he'd never do that again. Sadly, he'd only live for 5 more years, but I'm sure he would have been true to his word.
And this, I've never heard of this movie before in my life. Mediterraneo, 1991. About a group of Italian soldiers who get stranded on an island in the Aegean Sea in World War II.
That sounds so fucking random.
And it says that this one in particular is odd because it actually received good reception from other critics, but Ebert walked out. Hang on, I'm gonna look this one up.
Yeah, I don't know the story to that one.
Wait, that's a regular word. Mediterraneo just means Mediterranean in like Italian. Okay, let me look up.
Well, if it's not in English, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a real word. Countries other than America aren't real countries.
It's a conspiracy.
They are made up by the government.
No, I just mean that they're shitty, so they don't count.
That too.
It won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film in '92.
Wow. Oh, and I finally got parabolic whispering. I've been in here trying to get that for like 10 minutes now.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't just been wasting time intentionally. I've actually been trying to get our challenge done.
For some reason, I thought we already had the challenges complete.
Oh, that's all right. I'm not gonna bother trying to get a picture of the ghost. I've been in that house a long enough time that nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert said he had walked out because the movie was utterly without redeeming merit.
Wow, and it won an Oscar. I mean, that's not to say that Oscars are the end-all be-all, but still, that's quite the disparity.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other criticisms. The other criticisms are Washington Post described it as schmaltzy island fantasy, and Film Journal called it cliche.
I mean, if those are the worst things that other people said about it, it's probably not that bad. I mean, Ebert, as much as I liked him, he was really funny about some things. Like, he despised the Friday the 13th movies because he was like, there's no, as you just said, there's no redeeming qualities. It's just titillation and violence. Why would somebody see this? I was like, well, because they're entertaining, dude. I mean, sometimes that's all it takes.
And Siskel jumps out of his chair and tackles him.
He didn't like him either, but that's a funny thought. And especially because he didn't like him. It's a funny thought. Why you?
I don't like his movies either, but you're awfully out of line, sir.
That's a very funny thought. Fucking grown ass man. That's good. That's good. I like it. I like the mental image. I mean, I've seen them bickering so much too, so it's even more delightful to me knowing what that would visually look like.